Hello friends, today we'll discuss about some theory part of SCCM drivers and driver package. Okay, what is a driver? A driver allows Windows to communicate with hardware devices. Okay, just like for example network, okay, NIC drivers, storage drivers, chipset, graphics, audio. Okay, without this driver it cannot communicate with hardware. Okay, in SCCM drivers are INF based. Okay, SCCM detects only .inf file, .sys, .cat file. Drivers are stored individually in the SCCM driver catalog. What is a driver packages? A driver packages is a collection of drivers which grouped together, usually created per model plus operating system. Okay, model wise plus OS and plus architecture, which x64 or x32 bit. Okay, usually it works or will add in our during OS development part. After this we need to distribute to our DP like application packages, software packages. Okay, what is difference between drivers and driver packages? Driver is single hardware driver. Driver packages contains multiple drivers. Drivers are imported first and then added to a driver packages. Okay, we'll check in our practical part. There is option one driver and other is driver packages. First, in the driver part we have to import the drivers and then we have to create driver packages so that we can distribute to our distribute point, and then we'll deploy this package in our task sequence. Means we have to add this packages, driver packages in our task sequence. Okay, yeah, task sequence uses driver packages, not a individual driver. Okay, we'll check in this our practical part. What are the drivers used in SCCM? During operating system deployment, OSD, bare metal deployment. What is a bare metal? Bare metal deployment install window on a system with no existing OS using PXE or boot media for booting the machine. And other we can use refresh and replace scenario. Bare metal install OS on a blank system. Refresh reinstall OS on the same machine, preserving data, and replace migrate user to new hardware with a fresh OS deployment. Okay, in the replace we have new hardware and we have fresh OS deployment, but in refresh we have to reinstall the OS on the same machine, on the same hardware. There is some difference between refresh and replace scenario. SCCM uses USMT in refresh scenario to preserve user data on the same devices, and in replace scenario we have to take data from old, okay, through capture. We'll learn in the next video, and then we have to migrate in new hardware. Okay, USMT user state migration tool migrates user data and settings like documents, desktop favorites, some limited application settings, but does not migrate application drivers or OS files which are installed by SCCM. Offline driver injection means no internet required. Offline drivers injection means driver are added to the Windows image during OS deployment using SCCM without requiring internet access on the target machine. Means there is no need to internet to download the driver and install the driver. This driver is already the part of our task sequence. Okay. How to check the machine model? Using command prompt we can check through this command. Okay. And using system information, which MSInfo32. Model name is required to download the correct OEM driver packages. Okay, like a Dell company, HP company, Lenovo company, and their model number. Okay. How to download? Go to OEM support site. Select model manually. Don't use auto detect. Download SCCM Enterprise Driver Pack. File type may be CAB, zip, or exe. Extract the packages which you downloaded and prepare drivers. Okay, extract into your local folder. Ensure INF, sys, and cat file are present because SCCM detects only these files. Don't import BIOS or firmware as a driver. Keep folder structure clean and model specific. Okay. Note: driver catalog is meant for chipset, storage, network, graphics, audio, USB, not for firmware, BIOS utility. BIOS firmware are usually .exe, .bin, .cab, but not driver INF file. So SCCM cannot manage them as drivers. BIOS and firmware are not INF based hardware drivers and must be deployed. Yes, you can deploy it as a packages or application if need. Not imported into the SCCM driver catalog. Okay. Once you download the drivers, then you have to import the drivers into our SCCM. Okay, there's a path. Go to software library, operating system, then drivers, then right click on it and then click import drivers. Browse the exact UNC path. Okay, and it will fetch the information, driver catalog, and then after this we have to create driver packages. Then once it will create driver packages, then we have to send to our DP. Okay, and once it's success showing on the DP, then we have to add this in our task sequence, which I already told you. Okay, and once you add it in our task sequence, there's a condition we have to specify that a specific driver will install on a specific model. Okay, WMI condition example used to apply driver to correct hardware model. Okay, there's some query which detect the particular model with the specific driver. Okay, prevent wrong driver for installing. There's an example. There's 3 models and 3 driver packages we have to create as per model. Okay, then we have to add this driver packages in our task sequence and with specify the WMI condition, that specific driver with specific model. We have to follow the best practice. 1 driver packages per model plus OS plus architecture, means whether it is 64-bit or 32-bit. don't mix multiple model in one packages. Don't use auto apply driver in a large environment. Always test deployment on one machine first. Okay, first you have to test this task sequence on your test machine, and then you have to apply some development and then production machines. Thank you very much for watching Simplified Tech Gaurav. Thank you.